Happy New Year. I'm so happy you're here. So today's episode is jam freaking packed. I don't know if you're a note taker, maybe you want to take notes. Seriously, I'm going to give you some really good, solid information about creating the content, organizing the content, and then of course distributing the content. So to really set yourself up for success with social media in 2020, you need to have an idea of what your process is like, right? So the first thing I want to talk about is creating the content. First of all, and this is like, y'all know I'm a nice girl, but I got to be real with you for a second. If your content sucks, nobody's going to want to follow you or watch it or take it in or read it. And look, I know that sucky content it depends. It's a matter of opinion, right? But I think that I think that you can tell if you're doing your best and you're creating good things, right? So whatever your business is, whatever your brand is, whatever the product or services that you sell, whatever you're doing, a blog, anything, you really have to focus on creating content that somebody is really gonna want. Somebody. It doesn't have to be everybody. In fact, you don't want it to be everybody at first. You want to niche down. But like when you think about it and you look back at your content, would you want to watch that? Or would you want to read that? It's hard to, because we're already going to be critical of ourselves whenever we're like, say, talking and we hear audio of our voice like this. Or especially in a video. I mean, I was just telling my husband the other night that, after all these years of being on video and being on film, I've just had to come to accept some of the weird shit that my face does. It is what it is. And we have to just be willing to embrace who we really are and what we look like on camera and move the hell on. While you're going to be critical of yourself in those ways, what I'm talking about in this instance is really look at what you're making. Why would someone want to read that? Why would someone want to look at that picture? Why would someone want to watch that video? Y'all know it's hard to get somebody just to watch 3 minutes of video, okay? Think about that when you're in the creating process. All right, first of all, let's go with content inspiration, okay? Where does the inspiration for your content come from? Well, in my opinion, it comes from, first of all, your Fab Four. Episode 2, I break down my method of personal branding for social media, and it's called the Fab Four. So go back and listen to episode 2 if you want that broken down for you. Excuse me. That's one place you get your content inspiration from. That's like the main place. Second of all, it's going to be events, offers, and occasions. So it is what it is, right? Within your business, within your brand, whatever's going on, whatever events, whatever offers, whatever anything, that's another way to get inspiration for content, right? So your Fab Four, your events, your offers and occasions, and also your story. Okay, so the story, your story of why you're doing what you're doing, your story of why you started the business in the first place, your story of how you got there, the story. That is a huge inspiration for content. You don't just have to sit down in front of a video camera and tell your entire story of why you started your business and blah, 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 and talk for 28 minutes and then just post it somewhere and expect somebody's gonna watch. No. You need to have your story, right? You need to know it. Why are you doing the business you're doing? What's something deeper that got you there? Something interesting or cool or crazy or whatever, right? Your story. Know that story and then share bits and pieces of it in your social media over time and over and over and over. Second of all, content types. Your basic content types right now are photos, videos, graphics, and copy, okay? Copy meaning written word. So it's just good to keep in mind that you've got those 4 basic types: photos, videos, graphics, copy, and rotate them accordingly. The next suggestion for creation is just my kind of general creation tips. So like I was saying a few minutes ago about you've got to give people a reason to want to follow you on social media and take in your content. I feel like it should relate, educate, or entertain, or all 3. So every piece of content needs to do at least one of those things. The person looking at your stuff online needs to either relate to it. That's great. Connecting with somebody in your audience. Oh, jackpot. So important, so valuable. Or it needs to educate them, teach them something. You don't have to have 1,000,000 degrees or even one fucking degree to be able to teach somebody something. It's cool. Teach away. What do you know about? What's happening? What do you want to tell? What do you want to teach? It could be something super simple or not, whatever. Or it needs to entertain them. Literally just, you're making somebody smile. Like in my Instagram stories. Why the hell do y'all think that I am dancing and singing in my Instagram stories all the time? It is so that I can entertain you and we can have fun together because we bond over that, right? Those of you that have been following me for several years, you know this has been going on for a while and it bonds us and it's fun and it's silly and we laugh at ourselves and we dance through life and it's the best. So relate, educate, or entertain, or all three. Every piece of content needs to do one of those things. Every single time. All of them. Every single time. Okay? If somebody can't, y'all get the point. I'll move on. I could go on and on and on about that. All right, my next tip for content creation is batching. Videos are like just the best example. Those of you watching, you see I'm on the video. Okay, I'm checking my hair. Videos are a great example. So say you want to create some videos for your business and you want to create some how-to videos and your business has to do with cooking. And so you want to do a video about how to prep this meal or how to cook this meal and how to serve it and whatever, you have multiple videos you want to create. Well, batch that work. Do it together, especially with a video. I mean, we got to be trying to look good. I got to put on some makeup. I got to make sure my hair looks nice and clean. And once you go through all that, why not film several videos at once? Come on. And plus your energy is up, right? Your on-camera energy, you're there, you're making videos. Don't make one, make 3. That's called batching your work. Batch it all together and just load up on whatever you can create in say a 2-hour time period. Okay, you can do that with other stuff too. It's not just videos. Videos is a great example because we know what we need to go through to make a video look good. You need some good natural light. You need to have your face and everything looking good. And when you put forth all that effort, why not make more than one? Next, I wanted to chat a little bit about organizing your content. So say you've got a good groove on creating it. You know what you want to create. You know what kind of pictures you want, what kind of videos you want, what kind of phrases you want to say, all the stuff about creating your content for social media. But now you need to kind of have some sort of organization in the whole situation to keep you in line and keep you focused. So first of all, you need to decide what to share and where to share it. That can be tricky. A lot of you guys use Facebook and Instagram right now. Well, not only does age matter because the audience on Facebook, the Facebook user, it's a wider age range. So while you probably have plenty of 20-somethings on Facebook, you also have plenty of people that are 70 plus on Facebook. You see what I'm saying? It's a wide age range, but on Instagram, it's a more narrow age range. You're talking about teenagers to, I would say it's really mostly just, you're getting to the 50s, yes. 50's a new 40, but you're gonna find less people that are in their 60s, 70s, and 80s that are on Instagram, okay? So keep that in mind whenever you're deciding what to share where. Also, when you compare Facebook and Instagram, I always say that Facebook is kind of more shallow. And I don't mean that in necessarily a bad way. I mean, it's simple entertainment most of the time, or simple, easy, quick knowledge, right? So it's a quick recipe. It's a silly video. It's either that or it's real life people that in IRL, in real life, where on Instagram, I find that it's a totally different vibe, which means sometimes the content needs to be a little different. a lot of times content on Instagram is meant to inspire, to motivate, and you get deep, and people are very, the community is very supportive, and they're cheering each other on, and they're giving shout outs in their stories and all that kind of thing. So just think about the vibe of those two when you're deciding on what to share where. LinkedIn is, by the way, important. It is not the boring thing of yesteryear. LinkedIn is cool. I have made it a point to be more active on LinkedIn. Find me. Just look at my name, Britney Crossing, you'll find me, and let's connect. It's a really cool place to be because people are there with intention. People are there to do business, or to learn business, to exchange business, the whole businessy thing. That's what they're there for. They're really there to network, okay? So with that in mind, you might decide to share, maybe less cutesy photos on LinkedIn. Save that for Instagram. You might actually just have some posts where it's just text. I know it seems crazy, but it's a good idea right now on LinkedIn to have, you definitely use emojis. That's a big deal. It doesn't have to be cute hearts and all this cheesy stuff, but there are businessy, serious emojis if that's your thing. Definitely utilize the emojis and text and written word. And if you get more active on LinkedIn and you pay attention to what people are doing, you're going to understand what I mean. And you can repurpose content. You do not have to create totally different shit for each one, but you might end up needing to tweak things here and there so that it flows with that platform better. Editing photos and videos, if you do not have to be a fancy Photoshop expert, whatever person, right? You don't have to. You do not have to. Your device, your phone is fully capable of doing some minor editing here and there. Photo albums. This is another great way to really get your stuff organized. And it's built in your phone. You can have a photo album called social media, upcoming. Say that's what you call it. So it's all your photos and videos that are ready to go. They're ready to be posted on social. And then you can have an album called social media used or done or whatever. And then you move them to that album. And that way you can easily pull up these albums on your phone and look, oh, okay, I just used that picture. Okay, this one's coming up. It's a way to organize your content. It's perfect. And you can use your notes in your phone, the notes section of your phone, to write things. If you want to write out a long caption ahead of time, write it in your notes. And then whenever you're ready to post it, all you gotta do is copy and paste. So as far as getting your content out there, so we talked about creating it, we talked about getting it organized, getting it out there into the world. Some things to think about. One is to have a content calendar. If that's your thing, if you're into that, and you like planners and journals and all that jazz, some people don't, but if you do, then make yourself up a content calendar. Use the calendar in your phone. Use the calendar in your computer. Use it in an actual calendar that you're holding in your hand. Whatever you got to do. Try to get to where you can schedule your content out ahead of time, because what that's going to do is it's going to make your whole process more of a well-oiled machine. It's going to make it more professional because there's actually a plan and a strategy and a goal in mind, and you're not just randomly posting all the time. Some people like to randomly post and it works. I do that sometimes with my own brand, but if you need structure and help keeping that flow and consistency and being disciplined enough to actually make the post, then use a content calendar. Okay, also, you can set reminders. So say you kind of want to organize ahead of time, but you also want to kind of work on the fly. Just put some reminders in your phone, your to-do list. A little alarm can go off at a certain time of day or whatever to remind you to post something if that's the way you want to do it. And then of course there is the automated way, which because it's my business, for my clients especially, I use Buffer. They are not a sponsor, although maybe they should be. Remember to subscribe to the podcast. And if you ever have any questions, just reach out, Britney at BritneyCrossan.com, or give me a follow on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the stuff. Thanks for listening, you guys, and I'll see you soon.